Before we start anything, just so it's clear, like this is recorded, and I want to ask your permission to record and release it through Underground on Top.
Yep, you have my permission.
All right. First off, congratulations on the win, man. Like, I, I know a lot of fans wanted you to win, and I know you worked really hard on it, so it's really great that you got that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. One of the difference with your entry and other contestants that a lot of people were uh, noticing is a lot of the other people were using this to diss other artists, whether it was in fun or it was serious. And yours is pretty much the exact opposite. You made it very clear you have beef with nobody. Um, a lot of the fans really like that approach, and they say it worked to your advantage, and because it was different and it was real. Like, it wasn't like everybody else. It wasn't about like, oh, let me go after the Joker because Funk Volume's beefing with him. Let me go after this person or this person. Uh, do you think that helped you in a way? I know a lot more things went into you winning this contest, but from that aspect, do you think that had any advantage on you for you?
I think as far as just a fan base and attitude wise, being able to kind of build a solid um, support base last year was where I'm at now. I think I wanted to capitalize on kind of the same idea, and my biggest downfalls or shortcomings last year were kind of entertaining beef, entertaining that kind of stuff, and I think it slowed me down, and it was counterproductive to the original goal. So I figured that this was a good marking point. A year from when I first started, kind of getting a lot bigger online, to kind of correct those things I felt like I should have done better last year. So as far as building a base, yeah, I don't think people really like controversy as much as they claim they do. Like, it's cool for a second, but when you're trying to garner new listeners and you want to get people to really identify well with you, they just want to hear music. All of the beefing and stuff. Like, if I had people that really just want to hear diss tracks and beef tracks, those aren't the people that are really supporting me. So I think my goal wasn't necessarily just to win the contest. I knew that no matter what happened, I would get a lot of new listeners. So I wanted to make that clear for the new listeners that the music that I have now, like, I'm cool with Joker. He gives me a lot of advice now. The whole passionate MC thing is overdone with. We've been talked about it, long before anybody on the internet knew. And so now people can stop focusing on that kind of stuff and focus on the content itself.
I agree. I agree. Um, one thing we noticed, and this was from the very first day your video dropped, it became a trend. This is the winner. Streetlight for the win. If Streetlight doesn't win, we'll protest the contest. It was all over YouTube, Facebook, all over social media as a Streetlight, Streetlight, Streetlight. Did that affect you in any way? You said you wanted the exposure and the new fans, which is the main goal, but did you feel like at any point like you had this based on what the fans were saying?
I think initially I didn't feel that way. I felt, that, like you said earlier, a lot of factors go into judging the competition. So maybe a win isn't necessarily imminent, and then also the fact that Funk Volume has been known to do some things that are unpopular with their fan base that cares about this kind of thing. Because again, I think anyone change that theory a little bit was when I started finding people who don't watch my videos, like tons of like new subscribers. People saying, "Hey, I heard all the other entries, I liked it." And then when I started getting like other contest entries, like Playboy the Beast and guys like that who were like, "Hey, man, I liked the video. It was dope." I thought that was really cool, man. I think the turning point was when the Joker himself commented on the video and said, "This is the winner." In the story, I think is what he said verbatim, and then on Facebook posted it and said, "This should be the winner," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. From there, I thought, well, maybe I do have a chance, a nice shot at this because I hadn't been listening to the other contest entries. I wanted to stay out of the politics of it, unlike last year, and just make the song and see what happens.
Yeah, the feedback from it was, it was all on Underground on Top. People were posting your video left and right on our wall, like share this, share this, share this, and for the most part, everybody was posting their own entries, like, will you share me, will you share us? But then yours was one of the few that was being posted from others, like, share this, share this. So we know it had a big impact. Can you walk us through, like, when they announced you the winner? Like, how did that feel? Like, I know that has to feel great. Know your hard work paid off.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was it was like 2 o'clock. I think it was. They were running behind. I mean, from like the whole day, I guess the whole day, it was kind of like in the back of my mind, but I was satisfied with the feedback already. I was happy with the fact that people had rallied behind me, so I kind of didn't let the anticipation kill me. Actually, I'm in Georgia right now, and I'm traveling right now, and I went to Six Flags with family. I just chilled all day. I enjoyed myself when I got back. I was tired. I played Black Ops. I played, Modern Warfare. I was just chilling. When that time got there, I got on the computer, started listening to music, and it didn't really hit me until I think people started posting on my Facebook wall, like, "Hey, if you don't win, blah 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 blah," everyone be pissed off. When I saw the third place winner, I kind of thought to myself, okay, well, this guy is different, and I like the flow. I like the way this guy sounds. Whoever is second and first must be really good. So I think his entry was dope. I heard the second place winner, and from there I just kind of got a little relief that it was different. They weren't going with just fast rappers, and I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe this is, I guess my entry could fit in here somewhere. So I was on their Twitter feed, and it took a little bit longer to announce the first place. And so I was on Twitter, and I had a Facebook tab open, and I actually received a text message from somebody, and it was a business thing, and I was trying to text them back, and I wasn't paying attention, and all I know is my phone started getting really hot and then shut down. And I turned my phone back on, and funny thing, my Wi-Fi went out at the exact same time.
That's crazy.
So I'm here for 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm 5 minutes not knowing what's going on. so, so I turn my phone on, and all I see is my phone overheated, and there was just tons of people like, congrats, I knew you'd do it, fuck yeah, all this other stuff, and there's people just out of control, dude. It was a crazy moment. It was like trying to take it all in at once, and at the same time, I'm trying to see I'm trying to see the actual post from Funk Volume, but I can't get online because my Wi-Fi's taking a while to connect, and it was just an amazing moment. I think it was really good for me. First thing I wanted to do, obviously, was thank all the people that had supported me and helped me get to that point. People were voting for me all the time, and just really wanted to kind of enjoy the moment, and it lasted longer than I expected, because even now, like, my Facebook wall is just, I get posts every 5 minutes, and the likes and the messages and everything, they still coming in. So it was a really good feeling, definitely a satisfying accomplishment, and definitely had given me the drive. I really want to get back into the studio as soon as possible.
Yeah, I noticed. I know one of the things you said you weren't trying to get too involved in the politics of it and all that. Uh,
Mm.
did you see anybody as like a big competition when you first entered the contest, or was there anybody you were like in the back of your
Um,
head?
yeah, most definitely. I mean, I feel like the first person that came to mind, I think, was Shizzy Six. I really liked his entry. I know his video was like pretty far over 3 minutes because of his outro, his ending or whatever. But his track itself was 3 minutes, so I was hoping he would get in. That wouldn't be an issue. Um, and his was good. I think that was the first one I saw. Then Dubs. I really liked Dubs' entry. He ended up using the beat that I used, and I liked his. I thought his was really solid. Um, and this was all before I started writing mine. So, and then also I think Passionate MC, the grind mode cipher, that was pretty cool. I know theirs was over the 3 minutes, so I wasn't too concerned about that either. But I mean, I really felt like theirs would have been some good competition. And then, Playboy the Beast. I think his was the one I was like out of left field that I really didn't expect because I hadn't heard of him. And when I heard the entry, I was like, wow, this guy's flow is on point. He's using different styles, and I know he used a different beat or whatever, but I thought it was still dope. So those are the few that I really, really was into. Gmo Steve, I liked his. Even though I'm not really big into like horrorcore or whatever, I feel like just judging the tracks for what it is, I thought that was dope as well. So a lot of the people that should have placed, man, I feel like they got in. I heard some other really dope entries. I feel like at some point it was a toss up. Once you started narrowing it down to the top 25, you realize how difficult it actually must have been for Funk Volume to do that.
Yeah, and I think at one point Funk Volume even said like they could clear the top 25 and make a new top 25. There were so many good
Mm-hmm.
entries, and
Right.
um, gotta ask, what do you plan to do with your winnings? The money? Do you have anything set yet?
I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about it. It's not to me. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm not rich, but I mean, I do well for myself through my music and YouTube and all this stuff. So I think if anything, man, just continue to build and invest. I definitely want to give back to some degree, and maybe giving away some merchandise or at least investing into merchandise where it doesn't necessarily have to be profitable, and I can make it cheap for a lot of my listeners to get some stuff. Where I'll take the hit. I want people to be able that support me. I want them to be able to get the music from me. So I'm giving away a lot of free music, which I already do, but also giving away like T-shirts, that kind of stuff, hard copies of stuff. And then if we get to that point where they want to purchase it, at least it won't cost them an arm and a leg. So I think that's the main goal. That's the only thing I think I really want to do or need to do with the money or anything.
Yeah, that's great, man. Um, will you enter again next year and defend your title?
Will I enter next year? I'm not sure. I guess we'll see where I'm at next year. I've got a lot of stuff coming up. I've got a lot of opportunities, presented to me right now. I wasn't even sure if I was going to enter this year because of how busy I've been, and if my growth from last year to this year is any indication of what will happen this year, up until next year, then maybe not. Just like again, I was so busy. I think I'll be 3 or 4 times as busy next year, and I may not be able to put in uh, the effort that I want to. However, if it arises and I feel like I can put out my best work, maybe.
Totally understandable. Uh, do you have any advice for people who enter in the future or people who will enter next year? Like, can you give them any advice to take from this?
Advice. I think the best advice I can give to them is, before you try to impress anybody, make sure you have the fundamentals, the basics. Make sure your content's solid first, because a solid entry will get in before this is my experience over the past 2 years. Anyway, a solid entry will get in before someone who's trying to be really flashy. Because if you screw up, trying to do something too unique and too different, I think they'll your delivery, the kind of energy that you have, making sure you're understandable, and also the quality of the recording. If you have all that stuff down first, especially the quality, I think that's a key point. You make it something that they want to listen to, you'll gain more fans. That's what you want to do. Don't focus as much on winning the contest itself as gaining the fan base. And then from there, once you have that stuff down packed, then you can get a little bit creative and play to your strengths, play to what you're good at. Like, so, I know wordplay and metaphors and similes, that kind of stuff is what, people say I'm good at. So I added that more in this entry as opposed to last year where I didn't do that at all. So I just played to my strengths and it worked out for me. So I think if people play to what they're good at, I think they have a much better chance of getting in.
I agree. Before we wrap this up, you said you have some opportunities and projects and stuff that are coming up right now.
Yeah.
Can you tell the fans what they can expect from you in the future, music-wise?
Let's see. Well, coming up this year, the most immediate thing right now that's already concrete, is already in the works, is my next mixtape that comes out next month. It comes out in May, which is called One Up All Night, and that's definitely something to look out for because I feel like I've grown a lot as an artist even since press start, and I definitely think that's going to be a huge stone because all the people that are supporting it's free again. All the people that are supporting me are waiting for it, and I think it's going to make a huge impact. As far as like my bigger projects, I have tons of videos coming out with really big like YouTubers online, so like Daystorm and just tons of people. So you'll see like my support base grow a lot more. I think that's a big thing to watch out for because I mean the opportunities will continue to roll in. And then also I'm talking with some labels who I can't name at this moment, but that's probably the biggest thing. Talk with a lot of labels, with distribution companies. I know a lot of bigger artists have reached out to me over the past year, and I've been kind of keeping that stuff on lock until I'm able to get the production quality and sound that I want, and until I get to that point as an artist that I want to be at, which I feel like I'm at now, finally. So you'll see collaborations coming out with a lot of probably your favorite artists.
That's great, man. We look forward to that. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say to the listeners, the fans?
Yeah, most importantly, I just want to say thank you to to Underground Top for, the opportunity for the interview, for the cover. I also want to say thank you especially to the fans. I hate calling people fans, but just so that, people get the idea what the hell I'm saying.
Right.
Thank you to the people that listen to me, that support me, and all the voting and just the constant nonstop repping. Like I said, I stay out of the politics, but I see when people say like little slick stuff, like I have tons of people in comments like, no, this, that, and other, rebuttaling and sticking up for me, and I appreciate all that. I don't get drawn into it anymore, but I see it, and and I appreciate it. And definitely, funk volume for the contest, for the opportunity, regardless of whether or not I had won. I gained a ton of fans. Maybe, I would say maybe 2/5 of my audience is funk volume, straight from them. So Hobson, all the people that voted for me and that were actual judges, just a big thank you. I think that's the most important thing that I could do is say thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank you as well for allowing us this time and speaking with us. We really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Congratulations again. You deserve it. I hope you enjoy it. And we will be looking for you in the future, and we will continue to support you on Underground on Top.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, stay in touch, and I've got tons of stuff coming out. So, whenever you guys need to reach me, just hit me up.
All right, sounds great, man.
All right, cool, man. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yep, bye.